Our meteorologist, you heard me right, with an S, Mary Marshall, and Caitlin McGrath is here with us this morning, both tracking the status of this storm right now. Good morning to you both.
Yeah, good morning. Now, thankfully, the storm itself is clearing out, just a few flurries, but our threats of power outages and some leftover issues are still with us.
Well, I know, and I saw one this morning when I was driving in. Some of those trees were hanging very low. It caused me to swerve a little bit, so you do still have to be careful with that, which is why we still have this alert in it until at least the next hour. Give those crews a little bit more time to get the roads clear. But Caitlin, you've been tracking this even longer than me, and this was a very tricky forecast.
Yeah, it was, and very different than our snowcrete back in January. That's what I think a lot of folks were so worried about. Like, is this going to be a repeat of that storm? And it's been different in many ways, and primarily the snow type. That snowcrete, well, yes, was a bear to clean up. It was a really light, fluffy snow before it switched over to sleet, but neither of which accumulates on things like tree branches and power lines. This has stuck to everything. You'll wake up, you'll look outside, the trees are sagging, the power lines are sagging. And as wind picks up later tonight, later today, I should say, we do have the risk of some power outages. Mears is going to talk more about that, but I'll get you out the door here with radar. Right now, we have just a few flurries falling through parts of Fairfax County, back around Hagerstown into Frederick and Washington County. But for the most part, as you wake up this morning, the snow is done. It is all about the cleanup. But this is still a beast of a storm back into parts of the Northeast and New England, bringing those blizzard conditions to parts of Connecticut, Long Island, New York, and New Jersey. So this storm still has hours left of its lifespan. Now, we saw plenty of snow across parts of the area. Damascus picking up 5.5 inches. Fairfax just over 4, Falls Church over 3, Bowie, Maryland about 2.5, and La Plata around 2 inches. But doing a check-in now with Miri to talk more about that wind threat and the potential for some more power outages today.
Yeah, the winds are consistently picking up this morning. We've seen gusts well over about 30 miles an hour in the D.C. area. We've seen those gusts upwards of about 35 miles per hour at times, and this is going to persist throughout the day. So here's what we've got. 18-mile-per-hour winds in D.C. now, gusts up to 31 miles an hour already. Martinsburg, you've got 20-mile-per-hour winds with gusts at 32 miles an hour, and Annapolis has 28-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So think of that heavier snow, because the snow fell at temperatures that were in the 30s, and so with that you have a different composition of the snowflake. It's not as dry and powdery. You have a little bit more air, ice crystals, and a little bit of water in there as well, and so that makes that snow a bit heavier, weighing down on those branches. As I mentioned, I saw it this morning. Next few hours look like this. Oh yeah, all the winds all day. 10 a.m. 21-mile-per-hour winds. It's 37, feels like 26. We're right around 39 at noon. It feels like 29. 40 by 2 p.m. feels like 30. We're right around 40 by 4 o'clock, feeling like 31 degrees. So definitely a very chilly day out there with the wind still whipping up. The heavier snow is resting on those tree branches. Just be careful in a few neighborhoods where they could come down. We'll send things over to Terry now for a look at the roads. And Terry, I do know that some of those side roads still had at least a little bit of slush. Certainly not as bad as the last system, but definitely a little bit noticeable at times.
Yeah, when I was driving out of my neighborhood this morning, the main street of my neighborhood, there was a lot of slush out there. But once you got to the main roads, you were pretty good to go, which is some good news as you head out the door this morning. You're taking a live look right now at the BW Parkway. So good morning, Prince George's County here. This is right near Powder Mill Road. And as you can see, traffic moving along just fine, but lots of snow out there on like off to the sides of the road on the embankments there. So it is something to keep in mind. Also seeing some slick roads, some wet roads this morning, and a couple of issues popping up pretty early because of that. One of them, a crash reported on the outer loop near New Hampshire Avenue. Use caution. You can't see it on this camera here, but I wanted to pull up this camera because you can see how wet those roads are. So it is one of those mornings you're going to want to give yourself that extra time, that buffer to get where you need to go on time. Also wanted to show you one more time. This is 70. The camera just froze, but there was a vehicle off in the embankment, that snow embankment here. This is right near Hagerstown. It has cleared. That is some good news in this area this morning. Again, one of those mornings where if you have somewhere to be, I would just head out a few minutes early. Guys.
Terry, thank you. Time right now is 5:04, and as we mentioned, students in Prince George's County will be learning from home today as crews work to clear streets.
All right, Lionel Donovan is live in Bowie, Maryland with the conditions out there as you head out the door this morning. Lionel, good morning.
Good morning, Winston and Allison. Right now I'm in Bowie on Route 197, and the roads still seem to be pretty clear of snow, but it's the issue of those slick conditions, of the ice, that is top of mind for many people on the road right now. And I want to show you what's going on right here. As you can see, we don't really have any snow on the road, but we're right behind a salt truck now. We've been following them for some time now, and they've been laying salt on the roads in order to address the ice and the slush that has accumulated overnight. There isn't that much traffic on the roads. We haven't seen that many cars on the roads right now. It's still very early, but it appears that the morning commute is still pretty light right now. But the issue, as I was saying before, is the potential for ice and slush. Now, Maryland, as you all are saying, has declared a state of emergency, has also instituted a liberal leave policy going on into the end of the business day. So like we were kind of saying last month when we saw all of that snow come down last month, if you can stay home, it's probably a good idea just so you can make sure you to stay off these roads. Back to you.
Really good advice. All right, Lionel, thank you. Let's head over to Northern Virginia now, which were among the first communities to see the snow move through.
Our Jacqueline Quinn joins us live. She is in Falls Church with conditions there this morning. Jacqueline, good morning to you.
Good morning. It looks like we're still seeing some flurries out here, if you can see that right now. But really the concern is just all this snow. It's very cold, very icy, and that potentially could bring down some trees or cause some issues. In fact, we're hearing about some of those issues in Arlington. We should be headed there shortly. But as far as road conditions, they are somewhat clear. This parking lot had to be cleared, though. You know, there was a plow that came through, and this is what the streets look like. They're kind of slick, kind of wet, and that is something that local officials are warning people, drivers about. Fairfax County government says that county offices are closed today with emergency administrative leave granted for employees. But they are letting people know to be careful on the roads out there as crews work to clear the neighborhoods. And Arlington County, they're operating on a delayed schedule. And in Leesburg, a snow emergency declaration remains in effect with, the town or the government saying, please clear your cars from the roadway so that they can clear the roads. Now, drivers, again, urged to slow down. As you can see, the conditions out here, kind of slick, kind of nasty, I would say, with a bit of the flurry coming down. So you'll know that some of the schools here, Fairfax County, they did declare that schools would be closed today. But for those that may still be on delay or still open, you're going to want to be careful as you head out today. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Jackie, thank you very much.
All right, 5:07 is the time right now. The snow has stopped, but the impact lingers.
Hundreds of cancellations in and out of Reagan National Airport, and we are live at DCA with the early morning travel trouble. Caitlin.
Hey there, guys. We're also still watching the potential for power outages today. The storm may be pulling away, but that's kicking up big time wind, gusting 31 miles per hour in D.C. And with tree branches and power lines covered in snow, that could lead to power outages. So keep your devices charged today. We'll talk much more about your Monday forecast and when this snow will melt coming up.
5:10. Let's get you up to speed on some of the other stories that we're tracking for you this morning. And we start in Prince George's County, where one person is dead and 3 others seriously hurt after a crash happened in Greenbelt. County Fire and Rescue responded to the intersection of Kenilworth Avenue and Cherrywood Lane just after 4:30 yesterday afternoon. One person was thrown from a vehicle. Another had to be cut out of the vehicle. No word on what caused this accident.
In the district, police are offering up to $25,000 to anyone with any information leading to the arrest and conviction of whoever is behind a deadly shooting in Southeast D.C. Now, officers say they found 40-year-old Travis Fears shot on the 4400 block of 3rd Street Saturday night, where he later died. Now, anyone with information is asked to call police.
All 9 victims of the California deadly avalanche have been recovered. The avalanche near Lake Tahoe happened last Tuesday, but local law enforcement say it took days to find the bodies of the 6 women and 3 guides who died. 6 other people survived.
Virginia Congressman James Walkinshaw says he plans to bring an alleged Epstein survivor to Tuesday's State of the Union address. Jess Michaels says that Epstein sexually abused her in 1991 when she was 22 years old. Representative Suha Subramaniam and Jamie Raskin also say they are bringing the family of the late Virginia person as well. Now, you can watch the president's speech and the Democratic response from Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger tomorrow night right here on WUSA9.
Still to come at 5 a.m., our weather impact alert coverage picks back up. We'll be at Reagan National Airport. Jess.
Yeah, if you are trying to catch a flight in and out of here today, you could be seeing a lot of red. We'll show you what that board is looking like coming up, as well as how this partial government shutdown is impacting TSA.
This WUSA9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
5:15 on a Monday morning. Let's get back to that weather impact alert coverage. As remnants from that storm move out of our area, more than 500 flights are canceled from Dulles to BWI and also Reagan National Airport.
We are now seeing the bulk of those interruptions at Reagan this morning, and that's where we find our Jess Arnold. She is tracking the travel impact. Jess, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I've been looking at FlightAware Tracker throughout the morning. They have over 5,300 cancellations with flights coming in and out of the U.S. and within the United States. You can see on this board behind me, we're seeing a lot of red this morning. I would say at least as much red as blue. Looks like more red than blue, which means a lot of canceled flights. So hopefully, people, you got to check with your airline. Make sure you're looking at the app. Make sure you're putting out a call before you head to the airport. I had been hearing from some folks that they actually received cancellation notices a couple days ago. So they've been prepping for the impacts of this storm for a while. FlightAware Tracker also has a ranking of the cities in terms of the most cancellations. Number 1's Boston right now, then New York, and then DC. So you're going to be having issues if you're in this northeast region. Now, I also want to move over, give you a look at TSA. The lines haven't really picked up yet. That usually happens, I would say, around 6, 7 o'clock. We start to see more people file in here for these first flights out of the day. But I want you to keep in mind, if you're heading out to the airport, we always say to be patient, but particularly so now because these TSA agents are on, I believe, day 9 of working without pay. Yet again, just a couple of months after the longest government shutdown in history, they're now in a partial government shutdown where TSA is working without pay. Now, there was some confusion in the last 24 hours about whether or not pre-check would be available. There was a notice put out that it wasn't at first, but now TSA has confirmed, and they have this on their social media, on X, that they are operating. We even checked with the folks that are monitoring that line over there, and they said they are all operational, all their services this morning. So that is the good news for you if you're heading out today. But make sure you're checking with your airline because there's a good chance, at least if you're flying in and out of DCA, you could be seeing a cancellation, guys.
All right. Make sure you, like she said, pack your patience and do all your checking before you even go out there.
Lots of red on that board. Jess, thank you so much. We'll check back in with Jess later. Hopefully that situation improves a little bit. Caitlin?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. But if you're traveling anywhere up the 95 corridor today, chances are you've got trouble because this storm is just starting to bear down on parts of the Northeast and New England. Now, for us, the winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings have been canceled. Still in effect, you can see off to our north and northeast. But as I give you the wider picture here, we still have blizzard warnings in effect from the eastern shore all the way up the coast of Maine. Again, this storm may be done or winding down for us, but it still has a ways to go as it continues to move through the northeast. Those blizzard conditions impacting parts of New Jersey, Long Island, New York City under their first blizzard warning since 2017. Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, all getting absolutely slammed this morning. So if you have loved ones in the area, check in, make sure they're okay, because this is going to be a massive winter storm for them. Now for us, we still have gusty wind that will stick around throughout the day. Today, a few flakes out there early this morning, but that's really the last of our snow, and it won't accumulate or cause any additional issues, but might catch your attention if you are out and about. As we look ahead to the rest of the week, we do have some rain moving in on Thursday and a big warm up on the way. So the snow that fell last night and early this morning will not be around for long. But today, the biggest story is about the wind, because this was that wet, heavy snow that has clung to tree branches and power lines. And as you see these winds pick up throughout the day, that could lead to additional power outages. So as a precaution, I would keep your devices charged. We'll see wind gusting upwards of 30 miles per hour through much of the afternoon. That, of course, will make our temperatures feel a little bit colder than they actually are as well. We should make it back in the low 40s, but it'll never really feel warmer than the low 30s. That's what you need to dress for as you're heading outside. Now by Wednesday, we're back in the low 50s, and that's where we'll stay for the end of the week before we're in the mid to upper 50s by the weekend. That paired with the rain on Thursday, it is going to melt all of this snow very quickly. It will not be around for all too much longer. Now, as we look ahead to Thursday, it is looking like a pretty wet day. This is right around 6 a.m. I do think we get out the door off to your morning commute with no issues on Thursday, but by late morning and especially into the afternoon, that rain starts to develop. It looks to be moderate to heavy as we head through Thursday night. This may be our next weather impact alert because it does look to make a soaking wet Thursday evening commute. And then as we head into the overnight hours, this rain still persists. And yes, we could flip over to a little bit of a wintry mix for areas far north and west where temperatures are a little bit colder, but for most, if not all of us, this is just going to be a rain event. And then we'll see a few showers stick around early Friday before clearing out throughout the day and heading into a beautiful weekend. We're talking mid to upper 50s for Saturday and Sunday. No storm threats this Sunday, so that is good news, and we will take it, especially after a little bit of a chilly and windy start to the week and some wet weather that we'll get through Thursday into Friday. Already looking forward to that Saturday forecast.
This WUSA9 Traffic Impact Alert is sponsored by 3 Day Blonde.
Yeah, we issued that traffic impact alert because of the conditions on our roads this morning. You're taking a live look right now at the Little River Turnpike. This is right near 495. And I just wanted to show you this camera because you can see some of that slushy ice on the roadway we were talking about. That's what we want you to be careful of as you head out of the door, especially with the roads already wet. There is some buildup on some of the side streets there as well. So just keep it in mind as you head out of the door this morning, something to be aware of and be cautious of. This camera right now, 95 out of the Lorton area. I wanted to show you this one because you can see some of those flurries across the screen of this camera this morning. So still seeing a bit of that as we travel this morning and head out of the door. There is a crash right now on 270 in Maryland. This is in the northbound direction right near West Montgomery Avenue. You can see it there on our maps. Seeing a bit of a slowdown, nothing major though, as you head out of the door. Again, the name of the game today, give yourself that extra time, use caution as you head out of the door, as you always should. But again, with those roads slick like they are today, it is one of those things to keep in mind. Guys.
All right, still ahead, big wins and surprises at last night's BAFTA Awards.
The biggest victories plus the film that dominated the night.
.524 is the time right now. Award season is marching overseas right now.
It was a big night for one battle after another. I have yet to see this movie, but I really want to see it.
I've heard stories. Yeah.
This is at Britain's BAFTA Film Awards. So the politically charged action thriller took home 6 prizes last night, including Best Picture. The film's director, Paul Thomas Anderson, was also named Best Director.
Meanwhile, director Ryan Coogler also made history, becoming the first black man to win the award for Best Screenplay for his vampire saga, Sinners. It was one of 3 awards that the movie earned at the ceremony. As for the acting categories, it was Jessie Buckley who won Best Actress for Hamnet, while Robert Aramayo beat heavy hitters, including Leonardo DiCaprio and Timothée Chalamet, for Best Actor for his role in the British indie film I Swear.
Okay, well, you know, I'm all about the awards.
I know you do. You're
season,
all
right.
into the awards.
I am. So what the movies that really win, I like to at least see them. And I've just been meaning to get to the movie.
Okay.
Because, you know, I still like to go see a movie in the theater.
Okay.
You're an at-home guy.
And I'm an at-home for free guy.
Yeah, okay.
So whenever it comes on TV for free, well.
I like the experience.
Okay.
All right, congrats to all the winners.
All right. Well, the bulk of the snow has moved out, but the impact remains.
Coming up at 5:45, we will speak live with Maryland State Highway Administration as crews clear the roads for the morning commuters. Terry.
Yeah, and we are tracking some snowy conditions out there this morning. As that snow has headed out, the roads are still a bit slick. We have an update on what you need to know as you leave your house this morning.
Hello? Okay, cool. I do, Kayla. Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Hello, hello.
WUSA9 News at 5:30 starts now.
Good morning. I'm Allison Seymour.
And I'm Wisdom Martin. Our weather impact alert is winding down right now on WUSA 9 at 5:30. More than 40 million people, though, are under blizzard warnings up and down the East Coast, with snow and the wind beating down on communities from Delaware to D.C. and up to Massachusetts.
Here in our area, the snow is moving out, but we are dealing with some flurries as you head out the door this morning after last month's massive winter storm, like where a phrase was created, snowcrete.
Yeah.
Many of you say that you're ready for this winter stretch, to be over with.
Are you happy to see the snow back or not welcome?
No, I'm looking to move further south just to get away from it.
Yeah, she's not the only one
yeah.
thinking like that. It's a sentiment many of us are feeling this morning, but weather you're enjoying the snow or you want it gone, our team of reporters is covering the cleanup live all across our region.
All righty, first let's get straight to our meteorologist Mary Marshall, and Caitlin McGrath is with us this morning as well. They are tracking the status of this storm this morning.
Hey, yes, good morning. You can see, yes, along the New York area, New Jersey, even along parts of Delaware, still seeing the bigger impacts this morning from the snow. Heavier snow is falling in that area. For us, we've already seen the most of what we're going to accumulate. So whatever you wake up to, that's pretty much all you're getting. There's a few hit or miss flurries out there just around the Hagerstown area, but you can see the metro is essentially drying out. Along the eastern shore, a little bit of snow still left over there and over Delaware and Ocean City, but the rest of us, you're waking up to just chilly conditions with that snow that's accumulated on your grass or even on the trees out there. Damascus picked up about 5.5 inches. Fairfax, 4 inches there. Falls Church, 3.2 inches. Bowie, Maryland, right around 2.4 inches. And La Plata, Maryland, right around 2 inches there. So you can see the range essentially is from 2 to 5 in most areas around the region. Now, wind is going to be the next weather story for us today. Those winds are already gusting up to 30 miles per hour in D.C. We'll continue to see gusts like that throughout the day. Winds are at 20 miles an hour, so it is going to be a hold on to your hat kind of day. Currently, temperatures are right at the freezing mark in the district at 32 degrees and right around 33 in Manassas. Here is a look at the forecast for the rest of your day. We are going to get above freezing, so there's going to be some melting going on today. 10 a.m. 37, but with that winds are up to 21 miles per hour at that point. Feels like 26 degrees, 39 by noon, feeling like 28 with 22 mile per hour winds, right around 40 by 2 o'clock. 20 mile per hour wind will make it feel like 30, and 40 at 4 p.m. still feels like we're below freezing at 31 degrees. I'll send things over now to Caitlin, who has some tips on getting rid of whatever heavier snow has fallen in your neighborhood.
Yeah, Miri, because this is such a different snow than what we saw back in January with our snowcrete. We had light powdery snow and then sleet, neither of which accumulated on things like bushes, trees, and power lines. But this was a heavy wet snow, and it has clung to everything. Now, the good news there is that it is a little bit better packing snow. If the kids maybe are on a delay this morning, they want to get outside and try and play in it. You can actually make a snowball with this, but keep in mind with this heavy wet snow coating those trees and power lines, as wind picks up today, power outages are still going to be a concern throughout the day. You'll notice those trees and power lines sagging a bit this morning. So as a precaution, keep your devices charged. Not expecting widespread issues, but certainly something to keep in mind. And also watch out for falling snow. As the wind really picks up, we'll see snow falling off of those trees and power lines. And as you get out to do that minor cleanup, again, not a ton of snow out there this morning, make sure you are trying to push and not lift. This is a really heavy snow. If you do have to lift, make sure you use your legs and not your back. Your back will thank you, and you will need very little ice melt with this storm. Unlike what we saw in January, where a lot of ice melt went a long way, rather. Tonight, you might need a little because temperatures will fall below freezing, so we will have some black ice and a little bit of refreezing, but temperatures over the next several days are just so mild. This is really our only night with those temperatures below freezing, so if you want to be safe, sprinkle a little bit of ice melt, but trust me, you do not need much. We'll send things back to you in the studio.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at our roads now, Caitlin. Lots of good advice there. They are slick out there this morning, your roads as you head out. You are taking a live look right now at the Beltway. This is near 66. As you can see that water on your roads. You can also see some of that snow. Just as we've been telling you all morning long, it is something to keep in mind as you head out of the door. If you have somewhere to be today, it's slick out there, it's a bit wet, so I am seeing a couple of issues pop up this morning, unfortunately, because of how wet it is out there. I wanted to show you this camera, though, first. This is 95 out of the Lorton area, and you can see some of those flurries they were talking about heading across this camera, but it is quiet in this area of Virginia. That's some good news. But in Maryland right now, I am tracking a crash. It is on 270 northbound right near West Montgomery Avenue. Just use caution heading in this direction. You can see some of that traffic building out there this morning, moving a bit slowly in Montgomery County. Guys.
Terry, thank you. Time right now is 5:34, and Maryland is under a state of emergency this morning. Governor Wes Moore urging commuters just stay off the roads if possible as crews work to clear the streets.
Lionel Donovan is on the road in Bowie, Maryland, with the conditions out the door right now. Lionel?
Good morning. Good morning. Well, like you said, right now we're in Bowie. Things still seem to be pretty quiet right now. Things are pretty calm. Let me show you what we're dealing with right now. We're on Route 450 while going around Bowie. Don't see a lot of cars on the road, and as you can see, we don't see a lot of snow on the road either. It looks like there hasn't been that much issue of snow. You can see that car just going ahead of us. They clearly got caught in the snow, but the issue is the slick roads, the icy conditions. Just a short while ago, we were behind some salt trucks that were laying some salt on the roads in order to deal with some of that potential ice. And as you can see, it's still pretty dark out here. So getting caught up on some black ice, on some icy parts of the roads is a very big concern. And that is something that you will need to be looking out for if you decide to go out this morning. Now, as you all were saying, Maryland has declared a state of emergency, but there is also a liberal leave policy that is in effect throughout the workday for county employees and for state employees, I should say. So if you don't have to be on the roads, it's encouraged that you stay home right now in order to let all of those snow plows and those salt trucks do their jobs. We are going to take a look into some of these side streets and these neighborhoods to get an idea of how things look right now. But if it's any indication, it's not the snow that's a problem, it's those icy roads that people need to be worried about. Back to you.
Lionel Donovan, thank you so much in Prince George's County, Maryland. Residents in Northern Virginia, meantime, they were among the first communities to see this snow move through.
Now, the snow has also caused some school disruptions in several school systems, and our Jacqueline Quinn live in Arlington with the conditions there this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, you know, we heard about this downed tree, and I was trying to explain earlier how heavy this snow is as it was coming down. And so this is what we're seeing here right now. It looks like a major part of this tree has fallen on this home, damaging the roof up there, separating it from the home, and it looks like they did get some work done. They've cut some of these branches, but there's still a lot of these branches still laying on the home here. And you're seeing the conditions out here pretty slick, icy too, with some of the accumulation still on the ground as these plow drivers still work to clear the roads, but it's not a ton. So Fairfax County government says that their county offices are going to be closed today, while Arlington here, they will be on a delay. That is a 2 hour, or excuse me, they will be on a delayed schedule with court proceedings opening at 10 a.m. And libraries opening later at noon. Out in Leesburg, they still have an emergency declaration still in effect. But we are continuing to look around because we are certainly seeing the effects of just how heavy that snow has been. And, you know, the homeowner here said that, I believe when I was overhearing her earlier, that there was just a loud sound. So you can expect that out here when you wake up in the morning, that this snow is certainly sticking. It's on the branches, and until it really melts and clears, this is just that heavy snow that can cause some of those problems where trees, those branches may fall into the roads, especially when you're driving. So be careful, slow down, and watch out for some of the hazards and debris in the road. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
Jacqueline Quinn. Jackie, thank you so much in Northern Virginia this morning. Alrighty, it is 5:38, and let's get you up to speed now on some of the other stories we're tracking this morning. This winter storm, it has prompted travel bans in New York City and New Jersey this morning. Streets, highways, bridges in New York City, they're all closed to non-essential or emergency traffic until noon today. No word yet on when New Jersey will lift its travel ban, which includes Amtrak.
A powerful cartel leader is dead after a military operation in western Mexico. The Mexican army says that it killed the man known as El Mincha, leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, Sunday. Officials say the cartel is known to traffic drugs, including fentanyl, to the United States. The Trump administration designated the cartel as a foreign terrorist organization last year.
D.C. Water will host 2 community meetings this week to talk about that massive sewage spill into the Potomac. The first is Wednesday at D.C. Water headquarters, that's in Southeast Washington, and the second is Thursday at Walt Whitman High School in Bethesda, Maryland. Both start at 7 p.m.
The Department of Homeland Security has reversed the decision to temporarily suspend TSA PreCheck. Yesterday, TSA said the PreCheck program was operational just hours after DHS said that it would be paused because of the partial government shutdown. Instead, TSA says it will shutter courtesy escorts like those that service members of Congress. All right, 5:39 is the time right now. Tracking travel on the roads Still to come.
We are hearing how road teams in Maryland are keeping streets safe as the storm moves out. Mary.
Yeah, that snow has ended for most of us. You're left with just an isolated stray flurry popping up. New York now still getting the brunt of this storm, along with New Jersey and Boston. Coming up, we'll take a look at our next chance to see some rain around here coming up.
And keeping an eye on your roads this morning. Still tracking a crash right now, 270 northbound near West Montgomery Avenue. We're checking in Virginia, D.C., and Maryland coming up.
Yep. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Well, hanging in there. I thought I'd shoveled last night, and I went out, and there's another inch and a half on the stupid driveway.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. All right.
Well, we anything in particular we should hit or ask about today besides the obvious?
I just went and did a cursory search of some of the cameras on the system that we maintain. You know, we don't do the neighborhood roads and that type of thing, and it looks pretty good. But that said, we would still like people to delay travel if possible this morning. That way we can mop up operations, get the drainage opening, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing is clearing off your entire vehicle, getting your sidewalk shoveled. That's up to residents and locals, and that way pedestrians have a place to walk safely.
Okay. We'll ask that question. I think we're going to come back in about 15 seconds or so.
This WUSA9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
5:42 is the time right now. We are taking a live look at the roads right now. We're tracking the roads as your early commuters get ready to come outside and hit the roads. Road crews are hard at work to make sure that you reach your destination safely.
Charlie Gishler is up early with us from Maryland's Department of Transportation's Highway Administration and joins us now. And I said you're up early. Did you get any sleep, Charlie?
Couple minutes.
Okay, all right. We get it, and we appreciate your time. What's the big headline now, almost 6 a.m. on this Monday morning?
Well, the good news is it looks like the storm is pulled out now, so we're going to be dealing up with mop-up operations. I just took a look at the camera system that we maintain at roads.maryland.gov. You and your viewers have access to the same thing. It looks like the interstates and the roads that we maintain, the numbered roads, are in pretty good shape. They look to be just wet. The temperatures are in our favor here. They're going to be the pavement temperatures, which are key in winter operation, are right around freezing. Some areas a little above, some a little below, but salt is very effective when it comes to that. And this is one of these exercises where we could not pre-treat because the pavement temperatures were so warm that, and it started as rain, so it would have just pushed everything off the side and would have been rendered it, useless. So we had to go out and fight this the old-fashioned way with the snow plows and salt operations.
All right, so Governor Moore is asking everyone to stay off the roads, but what precautions are being made for those who still have to go to work and school?
Yeah, especially our first responders, our fire, police, EMTs. We got to get them out there, make sure they can respond to emergencies. So what we want folks to do, and there's other folks that need to be on the highways, our U.S. postal workers, you all in the media, so the first thing you want to do is develop a plan. So go to that website I gave you, roads.maryland.gov, and favorite that, bookmark that, because that's good all year round. That shows a lot of information, including hundreds of live traffic cameras and incident page. That storm application I was telling you about, which shows you where all the equipment is, where they were for the last 30 minutes. Make a good plan before you even put the key in the ignition. And also, we ask that you clear your entire vehicle off, not just the window surfaces. Shovel the sidewalks so the pedestrians have some place to, safely transport. And, just go slow. Take it slow on ice and snow. The speed limits are set for dry conditions. And as you can see on the camera systems, even though they're clear of snow, they're still wet. That's not ideal. So slow speeds down.
You, like many people, you did that first sort of dusting or shoveling, and then you get out in the morning and, there's more now. So what is your message to drivers this morning? You hit on it a little bit right there, Charlie, but just what should they expect when they head out on the roads in Maryland?
Yeah, it looks like I said, I did a search on the chart system that we have all the cameras in. It looks like we're in pretty good shape, but as you can see from that picture right there, there's going to be areas where there's slush buildup. So we asked the folks, if you can delay your travel today or not travel at all if possible, ride a day out, one more day, a long weekend. That's nice for everybody. But to get out and make sure you clear your sidewalks. And if you are clearing sidewalks, or we ask that folks that are private contractors that are clearing businesses, please don't deposit the snow back into the roadway system. We saw that last time, and then bitter cold temperatures followed. So that created like speed bumps in the highways. So just put it appropriately where it should be, and take your time if you do have to go out.
All right. Charlie Gisler from the Maryland State Highway Administration joining us live this morning. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your time.
Not a problem. You safe and warm.
Right. Mary, over to you.
All right, good morning, everyone. Once again, we've seen the majority of the snow move out of our area. You're waking up to mainly dry conditions. There will be a few isolated flurries left over, but for the most part, the cleanup is the big story now. We are still seeing the heavy impacts around the Boston area, New York, Philadelphia. Some of the heavier bands are falling in those areas, just pounding them still with that heavier snow. Now, toward the metro, we are mainly seeing clouds out there. There are a few flurries making their way outside of Hagerstown into the Frederick area, and then along the eastern shore, just near Easton and heading up toward Delaware and Ocean City, we still do have some of those heavier bands falling in that area, but accumulating snow is done for us. So here is how much snow we got around the area. It does run the gamut. Damascus, 5.5 inches. Fairfax, right around 4 inches. Falls Church, 3.2 inches. Bowie, Maryland, right around 2.4 inches, and around 2 inches in La Plata. And then as we take another look around the area, we can see that we did also have totals that were upwards of about an inch in the Potomac area. Rosslyn, Virginia, got about 1/2 inch. So we did see everything run the gamut. So right now, gusty wind is the big story moving forward today. You could see an isolated flurry, but for the most part, the snow has ended. What's new, showers on Thursday, and we've got those 50s on the way back. So whatever snow fell is going to melt. So here are the current winds outside, gusting to 30 miles an hour already in D.C. We're already picking up on gusts well at 25 miles per hour in the Leesburg area, and it is going to be a very breezy day out there. So if you're about to get that first sip of coffee this morning, you may want to make it an iced coffee with temperatures right around 32 as you step outside. We are at 32 in D.C., dropped to 29 in Gaithersburg, and we are at 32 in Leesburg. Take a look at the rest of your day. 37 at 10 a.m. with winds up to 21 miles an hour. It's going to feel like 26. So we do hit 40 right around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It is going to feel like 30 because we still have winds at 20 miles an hour with gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour. Easily, it is going to feel much colder than the actual air temperature. So chilly with wind is the big weather story. Now looking at futurecast for the rest of the day, again, I showed you just a hit or miss snow flurry, especially this morning, but by the afternoon, we do continue to dry out with just a few clouds passing by. Look at the temperature trend. Upper 30s to near 40 Tuesday, but up to 54 Wednesday and near 50 for your Thursday and Friday. Now, speaking of Thursday, it is going to be a wet day. This is Wednesday. Could see a stray shower east of D.C. and even over the mountains, but Thursday is going to be the better day to pick up on the showers. This is Thursday at 11 a.m. We have widespread rain moving in late morning, and then Thursday afternoon, that evening commute is going to be a soggy one, and even early Friday morning. Now, some of the models picking up on a little bit of a wintry mix north and west of D.C. around especially Hagerstown, Frederick, and Winchester. That's going to be overnight Thursday into early Friday morning, but Friday by 8 a.m. we see the rain begin beginning to move out of the area, and by 10 o'clock Friday morning, it's mainly gone, and we have drier conditions and heading into a nicer weekend. So weather impact alert, we're going to let that expire at 6 a.m. We're at 39 tomorrow, 50s for your Thursday with showers and just a few showers early Friday morning before clearing out, 57 Saturday and 55 Sunday. Little sun coming back.
This WUSA9 Traffic Impact Alert is sponsored by 3-Day Blind.
I heard the word sun. Happy about that. You're taking a live look right now at Route 29, and as you can see, the roadway is slick. It is wet. There's some snow out there, some of that slush, so just use caution heading through this area of Virginia this morning. Wanted to check in there. We're also seeing a lot of road crews out this morning. We saw Jacqueline with one of them earlier. I know I saw road crews as I was heading in this morning, so just keep it in mind. There are those road crews out there. There's also that slush and those wet roads. Now, an area to keep in mind as you head out the door, there's some debris on the road, the Dulles Toll Road, the westbound ramp to Virginia State 123 Dolly Madison Boulevard northbound. That ramp is blocked right now. Just follow police direction. An extended closure could happen in this area, so it is something to keep in mind. You might not be able to get around that way this morning. Of course, I'll let you know if that clears. Also taking a look at Dolly Madison right now. Again, another area where you can see all of that slush out there. This could cause some issues as you head out of the door this morning. So just again, we've been telling you all morning long. You heard from Charlie Gishler there. He said to, give yourself that extra time and slow down on the roads. It is good advice on this Monday morning, guys.
All right, 5:51 is the time right now. You've heard Bruce Springsteen's song, Born in the USA. Yeah, well, you know what? There's a lot of chanting going on this morning. A historic finish for the Winter Games in Milan.
Coming up, the stellar, in fact, finish for men's hockey, getting everybody in the nation uplifted this morning. Welcome back in. Today, I am getting uplifted by an unbelievable finish at the Winter Olympics. Take a look at the stage all lit up as thousands of athletes capped off the games in Milan. And did you happen to watch the men's hockey team final? Men's hockey took home their first gold medal since the Miracle on Ice 46 years ago. It came exactly 46 years, in fact, after that stunning win back in 1980 over the Soviet Union. Similar to the women's match, they beat Canada in 2-1 in overtime this time around. Jack Hughes was the hero for Team USA. He scored less than 2 minutes into overtime. And Team USA is bringing home the second most medals with 33. Team Norway taking home 41 medals after the game. So way to go. That's a moment right there.
That's a huge
unifying moment for sure.
Back then, that was beating Russia in the in the Olympics.
Huge.
One of the biggest upsets ever. And then 2 days after the Miracle on Ice, they went on to win that gold medal by beating Finland 4-2. So that was once you beat the Soviet Union back then, it was like, okay, the hardest part is done.
We can do it.
And then they went in and beat Finland to capture the gold. So that's an amazing moment. So
congratulations, whether you play hockey, watch hockey or not, you got to be uplifted by that amazing win. We're so proud of Team USA. And if you want more uplifting stories to brighten your day, watch my show Get Uplifted. It's streaming right now on WUSA9 Plus. You can download it for your smart TV, then watch for free. And we have much more ahead on WUSA9 at 6 a.m. So the snow might be moving out of here, but the impact, that's far from done.
We're lifting our weather impact alert as the region continues to dig out after a powerful East Coast storm. We have a live check on the roads and the road conditions, and we're going to hear from VDOT as crews work to clear the way.
Plus, the storm causing major turbulence in the skies. Airports across the Northeast, including all 3 of our regional hubs, dealing with widespread cancellations. We're live with what travelers can expect at 6:30. Mary.
Snow has ended for most of us. You could still see an isolated flurry, but the weather story moving forward today is going to be on the wind. We're at 37 degrees at 10 a.m. Wind chill will make it feel like 26, 40 at 2 o'clock this afternoon. A lot of that snow is going to melt, but it's still going to feel much colder. With the wind, it'll feel like 30 degrees. Look for winds around 20 miles an hour, gusting 30 to 35 miles an hour, and stronger in a few spots.
And taking a live look this morning at Dolly Madison Boulevard. You can see some slick roads out there. You can see some of that slush. Use caution as you head out of the door. We'll have a check on our major roadways coming up after this break.
WUSA9 News at 6 a.m. begins with the DMV digging out. A major East Coast snowstorm has left its mark across the DMV, and now the race to clear the roads is on. This is a live look at our cameras across the region. From major highways to neighborhood streets, road crews are working around the clock.
The impact is widespread. Many school systems across Virginia and Maryland are either closed or on virtual learning today, and they include Alexandria, Arlington, Fairfax, Loudoun, Prince George's, and Montgomery counties. Meanwhile, D.C. public schools are on a 2-hour delay. The full list will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen throughout the morning and on your website.
All right, we know this snow brings concern for many of you heading out the door, and that's why our team is spread out all across the region, tracking it in real time. And when winter weather hits, you can count on WUSA9 to be there with you every step of the way. Thank you for waking up with us. I'm Wisdom Martin.
I'm Allison Seymour, and our weather team has been tracking this system for days, keeping you updated as conditions change. And this morning, both meteorologists Caitlin McGrath and Mary Marshall, they are here tracking what comes next. Good morning to both of you.
Hey there, good morning, guys. And while the storm is certainly winding down, wind is still a big threat today.
It is. You know, we've been watching it, especially on the trees that have that heavier snow fall on them. So that is going to be an issue as well.
Yeah, everything is coated with that heavy, wet snow. And as the wind picks up, we could see some further issues today. So Mira's going to talk more about the wind in just a minute, but I want to get you out the door here with radar because we are still seeing a few flakes out there. The bulk of this storm is long gone for us, still wreaking havoc off and to the north and northeast. But right now we've got a little bit of flurry activity through parts of Montgomery County, back toward Mount Airy, some steadier flakes back into Thurmont and Frederick. Nothing that will really accumulate meaningfully over the next several hours. But as you wake up, you look outside, you'll see some of those flakes flying around. We've got some here on the weather terrace in northwest DC, some light flakes back into parts of Anne Arundel, Calvert County, southern Prince George's, and Charles County as well. Now, as far as the rest of this storm goes, it is really continuing to bear down on parts of the tri-state back into Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, and New Jersey, where those blizzard conditions persist. So if you have loved ones in the area, make sure you check in. This is going to be a massive storm throughout much of the day today, just up the 95 corridor from us. But we saw quite a bit of snow depending on where you live. This was a really variable storm in terms of accumulation, but we got about 5.5 inches in Damascus. Fairfax picked up 4 inches, just over 3 in Falls Church. Bowie about 2.5. La Plata 2 inches as well. We saw a little less snow the farther south and west you were, but everyone pretty much waking up to those at least coated powered lines and tree branches. And with that wind, we do have the risk of some power outages. For more on that, we'll send things back over to Mary.
Hey, good morning, Caitlin. It was a heavier snow because it did fall within the temperatures in the 30s, and so that gives you a different type of snowflake. You don't get that dry, powdery type when we have the snow falling in the 20s. Outside right now, we've got 29 in the Gaithersburg area, right around 32 in D.C. at this hour, so right around the freezing mark in many areas. In some spots, even still above freezing. In Culpeper, it is 36 degrees. So the winds are already picking up and will continue to be strong and gusty throughout the day. I've already clocked winds gusting at more than 30 miles an hour in D.C. Winds right now are at 15 miles per hour, gusting toward the 30 mile per hour mark. And we do have winds gusting at 26 miles per hour in the Leesburg area. By the hour, this is what it looks like, 38 at 11 a.m. And we're right around 40 by 1, but it feels like 30 degrees when you factor in the wind. Look at those winds, still up to 21 miles per hour there, and that will carry heat away from your body. 40 by 3 p.m. and right around 40 by 5, feeling like 30 degrees. And Terry, I know roads, big story this morning. Some of the main roads okay. We're still spotting some areas of slush out there on those side roads.
Yeah, we definitely are seeing that slush. We're also seeing some pretty wet roads this morning. You're taking a live look right now at the Beltway right near 66. You can see some of that snow out there. You can also see some of those slick conditions, and you can see some of those water droplets left behind on this camera this morning. So it is something to keep in mind as you head out of the door. It will be a slow go of it for you this morning with that snow out there on some of our roads and some of that wet weather. So this is another live look wanted to give you. This is south of the American Legion Bridge here. You can see lots of that snow out there. You can also see traffic moving along just fine. In that area, though, there is some debris on the Dulles Toll Road westbound ramp to Virginia State Road 123, so Dolly Madison Boulevard. The ramp is blocked. Follow police direction in this area. An extended closure is expected here. Guys.
Thank you. It is 6:04, and this storm has left some damage behind in northern Virginia. Homeowners in Arlington woke up to a tree that had crashed into their home.
Our Jacqueline Quinn has stopped by this morning to check the damage.
We heard about this downed tree, and I was trying to explain earlier how heavy this snow is as it was coming down. And so this is what we're seeing here right now. It looks like a major part of this tree has fallen on this home, damaging the roof up there, separating it from the home. And it looks like they did get some work done. They've cut some of these branches, but there's still a lot of these branches still laying on the home here. And you're seeing the conditions out here pretty slick, icy too, with some of the accumulation still on the ground as these plow drivers still work to clear the roads, but it's not a ton. So Fairfax County government says that their county offices are going to be closed today, while Arlington here, they will be on a delay. That is a 2-hour, or excuse me, they will be on a delayed schedule with court proceedings opening at 10 a.m. And libraries opening later at noon. Out in Leesburg, they still have an emergency declaration still in effect. But we are continuing to look around because we are certainly seeing the effects of just how heavy that snow has been. And, the homeowner here said that, I believe when I was overhearing her earlier, that there was just a loud sound. So you can expect that out here when you wake up in the morning, that this snow is certainly sticking. It's on the branches, and until it really melts and clears, this is just that heavy snow that can cause some of those problems where trees, those branches may fall into the roads, especially when you're driving. So be careful, slow down, and watch out for some of the hazards and debris in the road. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, 6:06 is the time right now. Let's head out to Maryland, where Governor Wes Moore has declared a state of emergency.
Lionel Donovan is live in Bowie this morning, checking out conditions there in Prince George's County. Lionel, what are you seeing? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's kind of the same story here in Maryland that we've been seeing throughout the morning in Prince George's County. Right now, I'm in Bowie. I want to show you what things look like here in this neighborhood that we came across, Evergreen Estates on Enfield Drive. You can see that isn't really that much snow on the roads. The roads seem to be clear when it comes to snow, but the issue is slush. It's the icy conditions, the potential for black ice. That is the concern here in Prince George's County. We've been seeing throughout the morning salt trucks driving up and down the roads, laying salt down in order to address the potential ice that might be accumulating on the roads. But as you can see right now, things are still very quiet. There's a lot of snow on the side areas, where the sidewalks are, but here on the streets themselves, it's still pretty clear. Now, as I was saying, it is very dark right now, and so authorities are warning people that to be careful when it comes to slush, and be aware of the potential for ice. Given the temperature and all of the wetness that's on the roads, ice can accumulate, and so that is something that Maryland officials are telling people to be worried about. As you said, the state is in a state of emergency right now, and state and county employees are using a liberal leave policy right now. So if you don't have to go into the office, if you have the ability to telework and stay home, officials are asking people to do that in order to make sure that the roads are clear as possible, so these salt trucks can do what they need to do and address the potential icy roads and slush that we're seeing this morning. Back to you.
All right, Lionel Donovan reporting. 6:08 is the time right now. Our snow cleanup coverage does not end here. We will be speaking with a representative from Virginia's Department of Transportation with more about what to expect as you head out the door.
Checked in with Maryland last hour. We will talk with Virginia coming up. But in the meantime, make sure you have our free WUSA9 app downloaded. Just scan the QR code. It's on your screen right now. We made it real easy for you. That way you can get the latest forecast and cleanup updates on the go. We'll be right back. 6:11, let's get you up to speed on this Monday morning. An investigation is underway after 4 people, including a 2-year-old child, were stabbed to death in an apparent murder-suicide in Woodbridge. Now, police say the child's mother is believed to have killed her husband, mother-in-law, and son before taking her own life. A motive remains under investigation.
Police are offering a $25,000 reward in a deadly shooting in Southeast D.C. It happened Saturday night on 3rd Street, and that's where officers found 40-year-old Travis Fears with gunshot wounds. Now, he was pronounced dead at the scene. If you have any information, call police.
A key update today in the Potomac sewage crisis. The Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments will brief with D.C. Water this afternoon. Now, this follows President Donald Trump's approval of FEMA disaster relief as cleanup continues. D.C. Water now estimates repairs could cost up to $20 million.
An update in Virginia's redistricting fight. Governor Abigail Spanberger has signed a bill that could give Democrats 4 more House seats. That's according to the Washington Post. Voters must first approve a referendum, but Republicans are challenging that plan in court.
Those are some of the stories that we're tracking for you this Monday morning.
All right, with the snow that has come and it's gone, let's check the forecast with meteorologist Mary Marshall.
Yeah, most of the accumulating snow has moved out of the area. You may find a stray flurry here or there, but for the most part, the big weather story is going to be the wind. 38 degrees at 11 a.m. Feels like 27 because those winds are up to 21 miles an hour. We're up to 40 by 3 o'clock, feeling like 30 degrees.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Audio. What's going on with the audio?
You got me. Hello.
There it is. Whoop. There it is. Got it.
All right. Good.
All right. Cool. All right. 2 minutes, Alex. Is there anything you think we really need to hit that's really important right now? Is everything good in Virginia for the most part?
Yeah, all seems well. We've demobilized some of our crews already, so that's.
Oh, you already said okay. That's good.
All things good. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So cool. All right.
WUSA9 Weather Impact is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
6:16 is the time right now. Now that snow has moved out, the focus is shifting to the cleanup across the DMV as we give you a live look right now at I-66 and Nutley Street in Fairfax, Virginia. Now, Virginia, the crews are hard at work clearing the roads for those heading out the door. For a closer look at the cleanup operations that are underway, we're joined now by our good friend Alex Liggett with Virginia's Department of Transportation. Good morning to you, Alex. We appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us because we know that you're busy. What are the road conditions right now looking like in Northern Virginia?
Well, as you saw that camera right there, a lot of them look like that. They're wet. Some of them still have some slush on them, but for the most part in pretty decent condition. You know, the one thing, you know, I'm looking at your ticker, it's saying 32 degrees. So when you're looking at those wet road conditions, I just want folks to know that if they're out there early this morning, they have to get to work, get to the office, you know, just make sure you're slowing down and treating anything wet as potentially icy, especially on some of those elevated surfaces such as bridges, ramps, and overpasses, because, you know, temperatures right at 31 and 32 still have that possibility for some icy spots.
All right. So are there any trouble spots that drivers should know about or should avoid this morning?
You know, thus far, we haven't had too many complaints out there. Actually, you know, speaking to some of my folks internally this morning, we were able to demobilize a little bit earlier, so that was good. You know, looking at some of the snowfall reports from the Weather Service in our area, Northern Virginia, we had anywhere from 2 to 5 inches, but for the roads, there was just a couple inches of slop. So it was a little bit easier to push. Well, a lot easier to push than the last storm, but
yes.
Yeah, a little easier this go around. And it also ended a little earlier than forecast, so that kind of helped us out as well.
All right, so real quick, as we wrap this up here, the biggest message to drivers as they head out, we knew earlier you said slow down. Anything else that drivers should know as they get ready to deal with this? Because as you said, you've dialed it back just a little bit as far as your cruise,
yep.
But drivers are still going to be on the road, so they need to be aware of.
Well, I think most part, just let us know if there are any issues out there. And easy ways to do that, you can submit a ticket to my.vdot.virginia.gov, or you can call 800-4ROAD, and you know, someone will answer. You can say, hey, look, there's an icy patch here. There's tree down branch in the roadway here. Just let us know what's going on so we can get out and clear it pretty quickly.
All right, Alex Liggett with the Virginia Department of Transportation. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and make sure you have our free WUSA9 app. Download it to stay on top of the snow cleanup and the road conditions. Just scan the QR code on your screen. You'll get the latest forecasts and live updates anytime, anywhere. Let's check in right now with meteorologist Caitlin McGrath.
Yeah, Wisdom, thankfully our local travel is in decent shape, but any regional travel, still a nightmare. The storm may be winding down for us, but it is still very much in play for areas back through the tri-state and New England where those blizzard warning continues. We have blizzard warnings stretching from the eastern shore all the way up the coast of Maine. And this is a massive storm that is continuing to hammer parts of New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts with this really heavy snow and strong wind. We'll still see the wind in the wake of this storm, but that storm is still looking really healthy as it moves up the east coast. Now closer to home, we still have a few flakes we're working through. Light flurries back into parts of Montgomery County, Frederick, and Washington County, but the main focus for today is going to be on the wind. As that storm pulls away, it's dragging in some pretty strong gusts, with gusts right now up to 30 miles per hour in DC, 22 miles per hour in Gaithersburg, 29 in Winchester. We'll generally see wind gusts between about 25 and 35 miles per hour throughout the day today, which in and of itself typically not enough to cause any real power concerns, but the snow from last night and early this morning was heavy. It was wet. It clung to everything. You've probably already noticed if you've been out and about that tree branches, power lines, they are sagging. So you add the wind on top of the weight on top of the tree branches and power lines, we could see some power outages throughout the day today. Could also see some falling and blowing snow. So just keep that in mind as well. If you're walking under a tree, if you get a gust, some of that snow might come down. So it's windy and cold throughout the day today. Temperatures actually not too shabby. We're back well above freezing this afternoon in the low 40s, but with that wind, it's only going to feel like the upper 20s and low 30s. So that's what you need to dress for throughout the day today. A lot of kids do have school canceled or at least delayed, and the good news with this heavy wet snow is that it is a little bit more packable. They can play in it a little bit more readily than they could with the snowcrete back in January. And also, unlike our January storm, this snow not going to be around for long. We're still cold tomorrow with temperatures in the 30s, but 50s are back by Wednesday and sticking around for the extended forecast. You pair the warm temperatures with rain that will move in throughout Thursday morning and really throughout the second half of the day. All of this snow is going to wash away in no time. We'll be tracking some moderate to even heavy rain come later Thursday evening. May have to issue a weather impact alert for the impact on your Thursday evening commute, but those showers clear out throughout Friday morning, and we have a beautiful weekend to already look ahead to. I know it's Monday, but when it's 57 and sunny on Saturday, you can start looking forward to that now. Want to check in now with Terry. She's got a look at some wet and slushy roads early this morning.
This WUSA9 Traffic Impact Alert is sponsored by 3-Day Blonde.
A nice sunny Saturday sounds amazing after what we've been through over the last month. You're taking a live look right now in Northern Virginia. This is South Glebe Road near Potomac. And as you can see here, lots of slush, as Caitlin was saying, on this roadway. And that's what we're seeing on a lot of our side streets. Our main streets, for the most part, do look good. But because these roads look like this, it is one of those mornings. If you can stay home, you should do that. But if you have to head out, give yourself that buffer of time and take it very slowly as you head where you need to go. This morning, there is a crash right now on the inner loop at Georgetown Pike in Virginia. It does appear to be in the clearing stages. It's off in that distance there. Just use caution, but you will be able to get around that one. There also is to the south of there some debris in the roadway at the Dulles Toll Road, the westbound ramp to Virginia State Road 123 in the northbound direction. That ramp is blocked. Follow police direction to get around this one. All right, stay with us right here on WUSA 9 Mornings. We have much more ahead.
And just like that, the Winter Olympics have wrapped up in Italy. The games closed with a stunning ceremony inside Verona's ancient arena, celebrating Italian music and dance.
It comes after a historic moment for Team USA. For the first time since the 1980 Miracle on Ice, the U.S. men's hockey team has struck gold, taking down rival Canada 2-1 in a thrilling overtime finish. And with that, Team USA finishes with 12 gold medals and 33 in total.
The U.S. is second only to Norway, with host country Italy finishing third.
All right, 6:26 is the time right now. Still to come on WUSA 9 Mornings. Breaking news out of Fairfax County. Gunfire erupts in a quiet neighborhood.
We're live at the scene with what police are telling us.
year he was away for.
Do you? I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not cleaning up.
WUSA9 News at 6:30 starts right now with this. The storm, it's moved out, but the impact remains. Powerful East Coast snowstorm has blanketed the DMV and cleanup is in full swing. In fact, here's a live look across the area this morning as plows and crews work to clear the roads for the morning commute.
And while we avoided the worst, other parts of the East Coast were hit pretty hard. From Virginia's eastern shore to New York City to Boston, more than 40 million people are under blizzard warnings. Travel bans are in place in some areas, and winter weather is also disrupting air travel.
Even though we didn't see much snow this time around, the schools, they're impacted, because sidewalks are slippery out of an abundance of caution for our students. Many school systems in Virginia and Maryland are closed or virtual today. Meantime, D.C. public schools are on a 2-hour delay, and we have the full list scrolling below and on our website.
And we know a morning like this brings lots of questions, especially if you're heading out. And that's why our team is positioned all across the region, tracking conditions in real time. Good morning to you. Good to be with you. I'm Wisdom Mike.
I'm Allison Seymour, and we want to kick off our team coverage this morning with our weather team. Meteorologist Caitlin McGrath and Mary Marshall are here. Good morning to both of you. Caitlin, wherever you are. Mary, let's start with you. Caitlin is busy doing some research right now.
She's actually going to be heading on the weather terrace, and she's going to be sharing how to clean up some of this heavier snow. Meanwhile, I want to get you out of the door with what you need to know, and that is New York still getting hammered along with Boston with some of the heaviest snow out there. In the D.C. metro area, the worst of it has essentially passed us. Now we're focused on the heavy winds that'll pick up and just a few leftover flurries on the back edge. We do see some snow still around the 70 area as you come out of Baltimore, and then as you head toward the eastern shore and into areas like Leonardtown, we have some light flurry activity falling there. Snow totals around the area just kind of ran the gamut. Mount Airy, 4.8 inches. Clarksburg, about 4.5 inches there. Vienna, 2.5. Potomac, Maryland, 1 inch. Rosslyn, Virginia, 1/2 inch of snow there. Outside right now, temperatures are just above freezing in D.C. at 33 degrees, 32 Leesburg, and right around 33 in Manassas as well. We've got winds, though, that are really whipping up. 16-mile-per-hour winds in D.C. Gusts are at 35 miles per hour. So you've got heavy snow, you've got winds packed on top of that, and that could spell some trouble. So 38 degrees at 11 a.m., 40 by 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's going to be a little melting going on today, but those winds are still up to 21 miles per hour. So at 1 o'clock, it's 40, but feels like 30. Same at 5 p.m. 20-mile-per-hour wind. It's 40, still feels like 30 degrees. I'll send it over now to Caitlin, who's outside to show you how to safely get rid of some of that heavier snow this time. Caitlin.
Yeah, Mary, because this is such a different snow than our snowcrete back in January. That was super light, powdery snow topped off by sleet, which, yes, was a pain to clean up, but it didn't cling to things like branches and trees like we're seeing with this heavy, wet snow. So if you're stepping outside today, you will certainly notice the tree branches, the power lines, they are sagging. And with that wind that Mary was just talking about, I would keep your devices charged just in case we are not in the clear from power outages today with that strong wind and the tree branches and power lines that are already weighed down. Also watch out for falling snow. As we see some of those stronger gusts, you could see some chunks of snow falling off of trees and power lines. And when it comes to the cleanup around your home, try and push this snow. Try not to lift it if you can. It is heavy, it is wet. They call this heart attack snow for a reason. So try and just push it away. But if you do have to lift, use your legs, your back will thank you. And you need very little ice melt with this cleanup. Again, Snowcrete, it was all about the ice melt, helping to make things a little bit more manageable. But with this storm, tonight's our only night where temperatures fall below freezing. Then we've got warmer weather on the way. So you might want to sprinkle a little bit of ice melt to prevent some refreezing or black ice tonight. But that's all you need. Otherwise, Mother Nature is going to help us out a lot with this cleanup by helping to melt things as we head through the next several days, especially by Thursday when we bring some rain back in. But thankfully, Terry, today, we still have wet roads, but we don't have any rain or any significant snow falling from the sky.
Yeah, that is the good news as you head out of the door this morning. We are seeing some of that slush out there on our roads, wet roads as well. You're taking a live look right now in Northern Virginia at 66. You can see the main road does look clear, But again, they are wet, so it is something to keep in mind as you head out of the door this morning. I am tracking a crash in Virginia right now. It's on 395 at the 14th Street Bridge. You can see it there on the left side of the roadway. It is causing some slowdowns, as you can see, as you head towards D.C. from Pentagon City, that area there of Virginia, something to keep in mind as you head out. And in Maryland right now, there's a downed tree on Maryland State Road 4 northbound right near Bayfront Road. Take a look at that purple there. That roadway is shut down at this time because of that downed tree. That's another issue we're seeing out there. Some of these trees down as well as the wet roads. So just keep all of this in mind as you head out of the door. Be safe out there this morning.
All right, time right now is 6:34. We are following some breaking news this morning from Fairfax. There is a report of a chaotic scene involving shots fired and a stabbing.
This is all happening on Persimmon Drive, and that's where we find our Jacqueline Quinn this morning. Jackie, what do you know?
Yeah, just the latest right now that police, Fairfax police did confirm with us that there were multiple victims that had been stabbed and an officer did have to open fire. But I'm going to step out of the way because you can see this massive police presence here, multiple police cars out here on the 3900 block of Persimmon Circle in Fairfax. Now, police say officers were responding to domestic related assaults when they encountered a man armed with a knife. An officer then discharged a firearm, striking that suspect. Now, authorities police also say they performed CPR on the man who was reported to be in life-threatening condition. But inside the home, officers also located 2 adult women and 1 man suffering from stab wounds, all listed in life-threatening conditions right now. So again, this is a live picture at the scene. We're still seeing patrol cars pull up here. We're expecting to speak with the police chief. Once he arrives, we'll provide you with the latest update. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Jacqueline Quinn reporting on a shooting down in Fairfax County on Persimmon Circle, 3900 block. We'll stay with this story and bring you the latest as it becomes available. 6:36 is the time right now. You can expect more from WUSA9 on this breaking news. Any updates anytime, download the WUSA9 app on your phone and watch us anytime on the free WUSA9 Plus streaming app.
Let's check back in now with our team snow coverage across the region, and we are starting in Maryland, where a state of emergency remains in effect under Governor Wes Moore.
Our Lionel Donovan is in Bowie with a look at the conditions this morning in Prince George's County. Lionel, what's it looking like there now?
Good morning. Good morning. Things are still pretty quiet and the sun has started to come out, so you're getting a better look at the roads right now. But I want to show you what's going on here in Bowie on Church Road in this neighborhood. It actually looks a little picturesque. We don't see a lot of snow on the roads, and you can see most of the snow is still, on people's on lawns and on the side of the roads, on top of the sidewalks, but the roads themselves still look pretty clear. Now, as I said, it looks picturesque, but authorities are warning people that with all of the slush that's on the roads, that can develop into ice. There could be some black ice on the roads, and that is what officials are warning drivers about as they begin their morning commute. Now, throughout the morning, we did see some salt trucks on the road spreading salt around in order to address some of that ice and some of that slush. But in some of the neighborhoods that we've gone into, the roads do look pretty clear at this point in time. Now, as you were saying earlier, there is a state of emergency for the entire state of Maryland that applies to the county as well here in Prince George's, but there's also a liberal leave policy in effect as well for county and state employees. So if you have the ability to telework, if you have the ability to stay at home, it's greatly encouraged that you do so, because as I was saying right now, although the roads look clear, there's still that issue of slush and ice that folks are telling people to worry about. Back to you.
All right, Lionel Donovan reporting. Thank you, Lionel. 6:38 is the time right now. This powerful storm is proving to be a disruptive force at airports all across much of the Northeast, including all 3 of our hubs right here in our region.
Hundreds of flights already canceled, with more expected today. And Jess Arnold is live inside Reagan National Airport now with more on how travelers are being impacted. How's that board looking now, Jess?
Not too much better, Allison. I have no good news to report here. As you can see behind me, it's a lot of red here. More red than blue, as I've been saying all morning, meaning a lot of canceled flights. There are some that are on time though, so that's maybe a spot of good news. As you mentioned, hundreds of flights canceled in our region alone, but when I took a look at FlightAware Tracker in the last 20 minutes, they're showing more than 5,300 cancellations across the entire United States with flights throughout the U.S. and coming in and out. They also have a ranking of cities with the most cancellations. It's Boston, New York, and then D.C. But in terms of what you can do about it, I was checking around on some different airlines, and multiple airlines, at least United and American, I saw on their websites, are offering no change fees. So they're waiving the change fees if you want to rebook throughout this week to try to avoid coming here, seeing this red, and having your flight delayed or canceled. So that's a good option that I would check for if you can be a little bit flexible in your travel. I also want to point us over this way, make sure we talk about TSA, because these agents are working for going on 10 days without pay because of this partial government shutdown, not long after the longest government shutdown in history. Now, there was some confusion over whether or not pre-check would be available. TSA has clarified and confirmed on their X page that yes, pre-check is operating. We checked with the agents here, and you can access pre-check if you're heading out the door, if you are using TSA pre-check. So that's good news for travelers. But again, just be patient. These agents, again, working without pay throughout this partial government shutdown, and they're not sure exactly how long that's going to last yet again. Guys.
It's really tough, Jess. Thank you so much. As for Metro, this is a look at crews clearing platforms for the morning commute. Officials say trains and buses, they are running on a normal schedule today. That's a little good news. Officials say, again, the schedule will resume in about, the normal schedule resumed about 90 minutes ago is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yep, we got it. All right, our riders are still encouraged to check the Metro app for any last-minute updates. 6:40 is the time right now. When winter weather hits, WUSA9 is with you every step of the way, covering every single angle. We'll have another check of the forecast and the road conditions ahead.
In the meantime, make sure that you have our free WUSA9 app downloaded. Just scan the QR code that's on your screen. That way, you can get the latest forecast and cleanup updates on the go. And we'll have more news and weather ahead. First, though, here is an exclusive shopping deal for our viewers.
Inserts. Yeah. There we go. I can't hear you, Deja. Are you talking to me? There we go. All right, take programming out my ear. There we go. And 3, 2. A few flurries today, but the big weather story is going to be the wind. We'll have winds up to 20 miles an hour with gusts at around 30 miles an hour and stronger. 40 degrees for our high around 1 o'clock, and then we'll top out around 42. So the rest of your day, really going to see the winds pick up across the area. Tomorrow, temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40, but what a warm up that's going to be on the way. Right around 54 Wednesday, and we're right around 50 for your Thursday and Friday. All right. Let's do this again today. 3, 2. Well, most of the accumulating snow has moved out of the area. We could see a hit or miss flurry left over, but high temperatures will be near 40 today. 40 by 1 o'clock and breezy outside. Winds 20 miles an hour with stronger gusts. That 40 degrees will feel like 30. There will be a few clouds left over today as this system continues to push over to our east. The next big weather story is going to be the warm up that's on the way. Not tomorrow, still in the upper 30s to near 40, but back up to the 50s by Wednesday. We're right around 50 on Thursday and Friday with more rain coming on Thursday evening into Friday morning.
6:44 is the time right now. Let's get you up to speed on some of our other top stories this morning. Chaos in Mexico after the country's most wanted cartel leader was killed in a military operation. The man known as El Mencho led one of the country's most ruthless criminal groups. Since his death, gangs have blocked roads and set cars on fire. The U.S. has issued a travel alert for parts of Mexico.
Tense moment outside of Mar-a-Lago, President Trump's Florida residence. The U.S. Secret Service says an armed man was shot and killed on Sunday after entering the secure perimeter of the resort. The president was in Washington, not at that Florida residence at the time.
The search for Nancy Guthrie is now entering its fourth week. The FBI is continuing to analyze cell phone data, surveillance video, and conduct interviews, looking for clues in the disappearance of the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie.
Unimaginable. Tariff turmoil continues. President Donald Trump says he is raising global tariffs to 15%. That's up from 10% after the Supreme Court struck down his emergency tariff policies on Friday. The High Court ruled that Congress has the sole authority to regulate taxes.
WUSA9 Weather Impact is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
The DMV digging out after that major East Coast snowstorm left its mark here on us as well overnight. Right now, road crews are working around the clock to clear streets for those heading out the door.
We have crews all across the region tracking it in real time. We begin with Lionel Donovan.
Good morning. I'm here in Bowie right now, and the roads do seem to be pretty quiet right now. We don't see a lot of snow on the roads, but the concern is the slush and ice. Let me show you what we're looking at right now here in Bowie. As you can see, there isn't that much snow on the roads. Most of the snow has been cleared away, and all the snow that you're seeing is on the side of the roads, on top of the sidewalks. And so things do look pretty quiet right now, but officials are warning people that although there's not that much snow, there's still the concern of ice. There's still the concern of slush on the roads that can lead to tricky conditions when it comes to driving around. And so the state of Maryland has a state of emergency right now. They're also advising people that if they can stay home to do that, so salt trucks and snow plows can get these roads clear and safe as soon as possible. And let's head over to Jess Arnold, who's at DCA right now.
Hey there, Lionel. Yeah, and travelers are seeing red here in DCA. You can see the number of cancellations here throughout the morning, more red than blue still, even though as airlines work to catch up here. Now, I did check with some of the major airlines. It looks like they're waiving change fees if you want to try to rebook for a flight later on in the week. FlightAware Tracker is reporting DC area as the having the third highest number of cancellations. Also, just want to remind you, TSA agents working without pay for going on 10 days because of this partial government shutdown. So just be patient if you're flying today, guys.
All right, and make sure you have our free WUSA9 app downloaded to stay on top of the snow cleanup and the road conditions. Just scan the QR code on your screen.
You will get the latest forecast and live updates anytime, anywhere. Now let's check in with meteorologist Mary Marshall.
Thank you to everyone joining us on WUSA9, WUSA9.com, our app, and our streaming channel as well. We're seeing the bigger impacts now from this system hitting the New York area, also in Boston and Philadelphia, where we do have some of those heavier bands that are falling along Jersey, I should say, as well. We're done with most of the accumulating snow. The system is moving out, and on the back edge, we still have a few light flurries falling across the area. That'll last us through the morning. From there, we switch our attention to the chilly and windy day that is awaiting us. Snow totals around the region: Damascus right around 5.5 inches, Fairfax 4 inches, Falls Church a little over 3 inches there, Bowie almost 2.5 inches, and right around 2 inches in La Plata. Around the rest of the region, Mount Airy 4.8 inches, Clarksburg 4.5, Vienna 2.5, Potomac 1 inch, and Rosslyn, Virginia just a half an inch fell there. So weather headlines show a gusty and windy day on tap with just a few isolated flurries falling. What's new? Showers coming up on Thursday, and what's next? 50s are on the way back. If you're about to take that first sip of coffee, you may want to make it a hot one. On average, temperatures are right around 32 degrees as you are stepping outside. We do have temperatures around 33 in DC, 32 in Leesburg, and right around 33 in Manassas. So a few spots are even just above freezing. Look at these winds, though. We've already seen gusts up to 35 miles per hour in DC. Winds are sustained at 16 miles per hour, so that's certainly going to create a wind chill for us today. At 11 a.m., it's 38 degrees, but feels like 27, and at 1 1 o'clock, it's 40, but feels like 30 when you factor in a 21-mile-per-hour wind coming in from the northwest. 11:30 this morning, still some snow over the mountains. Again, a hit or miss flurry possible for us, but then we will begin to gradually dry out, and we'll see those temperatures just up to upper 30s to near 40 on Tuesday before a big bump in temperatures comes Wednesday. We're at 54 and right around 50 for our Thursday and Friday. Now that's when we're tracking our next chance for rain as well. Could see an isolated shower east of D.C. and over the mountains on Wednesday, but the better chance and more widespread rain will be coming on Thursday. This is at 11 a.m. on Thursday, so after the morning commute, those showers will come in, and for the evening commute, there will be widespread rain, and that could slow down traffic just a bit. We're monitoring that for weather impact alert. And then for your Friday, early morning through the overnight hours, could see a wintry mix over the Maryland-Pennsylvania border around Martinsburg and Frederick. Remaining all rain for the D.C. metro area. Those showers will end after 8 a.m. on Friday. All right, if you're tired of all this snow, meteorological spring starts March. It runs March, April, May, and then official spring is March 20th. I'm getting some cheers here in the studio. 7-day forecast. Again, upper 30s for your Tuesday, right around 50 for your Thursday and Friday with showers late Thursday heading into early Friday morning, drying out for the weekend with temperatures in the 50s.
This WUSA9 Traffic Impact Alert is sponsored by 3-Day Blind.
Yeah, I think we are all ready for spring. You are taking a live look right now at Route 50. This is just outside of the Beltway. This is Prince George's County, so good morning to my friends there. As you can see, the roadway looks good, but you are seeing some snow out there. It is chilly. There's snow. The roads are a bit slick. Give yourself that time needed. We're seeing some of things like this morning. There's a downed tree in Maryland State Road 4. This is in the northbound direction near Bayfront Road. As you can see here, those northbound lanes are shut down at this time. Follow police direction to get around this one. Still tracking a crash right now in Virginia. 395 northbound at the 14th Street Bridge. You can see a pocket of delays there. It is on the left side of that roadway there, slowing things down. There's also a downed tree in Virginia as well. Dolly Madison Boulevard southbound near Georgetown Pike. It's just out of this camera view here. Use caution getting around that as well.
Up to speed, it's our roundup of everything you need to know to get your day started. It's coming up right after the break.
We'll be right back in less than 3 minutes.
My clothes. Is this 29 or 24? Okay, got to bring the camera down. Hey, Moses gonna get the camera down? Yay, thank you. Oh, I should take this weather impact alert off. Oh, all right, I'll do that soon. Here we go, and 3, 2. A few isolated flurries today with highs around 42 and breezy tomorrow, upper 30s with a little bit more sun and clouds. Right around 54 by Wednesday, a big warm up this week. Showers do return late Thursday into early Friday morning with temperatures right around 50, and we'll see highs in the 50s over the weekend with sunshine returning. All right, hold on a second. Three, two. Well, most of the accumulating snow has moved out of the area. Just a hit or miss flurry is possible with temperatures climbing to 40 with breezy winds. We'll see those winds around 20 miles an hour with even stronger gusts. Look for temperature right around 40 by 1 o'clock. So the rest of your day, you'll see some clouds and eventually drying out. Upper 30s for your Tuesday, and then a nice warm up coming our way Wednesday with highs around 54. We're in the 50s for your Thursday and Friday with showers returning Thursday afternoon through Friday morning.
6:54 is the time right now. Let's get you up to speed with some of our top stories, starting with a check of the forecast with meteorologist Mary Marshall.
All right, we do still have some isolated flurries out there, but most of the measurable snow has moved out of the area. Highs today actually near 40 for most areas, and you will find just a hit or miss flurry, especially this morning. Upper 30s for your Tuesday, 54 Wednesday. You get the jackpot there. And then temperatures right around 50 for your Thursday and Friday, with showers returning Thursday afternoon through Friday morning.
And we're still seeing some of those issues on our roads this morning. They are slick and wet. There's snow out there. You were taking a live look right now at River Road. You can see some of those flurries Mary was talking about. There's also reports of a down tree in this area. It is River Road right now, right near Persimmon Tree Road. You can see that roadway shut down at this time because of that tree just off the camera. Here's something to keep in mind. There's also a down tree in another portion of Maryland. This one at Maryland State Road 4 northbound near Bayfront Road. The northbound lane shut down there as well because of a down tree. So this is a lot of what we're dealing with because of the weather. Also in Virginia right now, a crash on 395 northbound at the 14th Street Bridge. You can see some of those delays as you cross over into DC this morning.
And I'm Jacqueline Quinn in Mantua, you can see this massive, heavy police presence out here. They say, Fairfax County Police say that an officer shot a man armed with a knife while responding to a domestic situation, that an officer has performed CPR on the suspect, and 3 other adults were found inside with stab wounds, all in life-threatening condition. We're expecting an update later this morning.
Tense moments outside Mar-a-Lago, President Trump's Florida residence. The U.S. Secret Service says an armed man was shot and killed after entering the secure perimeter of the resort. The president was in Washington, not at his Florida home at the time.
A key update today in the Potomac sewage crisis. The Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments will brief with D.C. Water this afternoon. Now, this follows President Trump's approval of FEMA disaster relief as cleanup continues. And as the day goes on, we'll have much more snow cleanup coverage streaming all morning long on WUSA 9 Plus and streaming at 7, a live check on the road conditions and a conversation with Dominion Energy as crews work to restore power across the region.
Plus, the storm is causing major turbulence in the skies. Airports across the northeast region, including all 3 of our regional hubs, are dealing with widespread cancellations. We are live with what travelers can expect at 7:30.
You can download WUSA 9 Plus on your TV to stream us for free. Alrighty, and with that, so ladies, so the snow it's stopped pretty much. So now we're in cleanup. A few flurries still around.
The wind is going to be the big story today.
Okay, we're watching it.
It's going to be a little chilly out there,
Yeah.
but we'll get a little melted with the temperature right around 40.
Good.
So.
And no snowcrete this time.
No.
So
All right.
thank you.
We are streaming WUSA 9 Plus. Have a great day on purpose.
Alrighty then.
All right.
No, 2 more hours to go.
No.
No, 3 more hours to go. There is not 1 more hour there.